Jrue Holiday got traded to the Milwaukee Bucks, and going back to the Pelicans, I believe it was Eric Bledsoe was going back to the Pelicans as well, and I guess it's a last ditch effort to save Giannis.
Well, they also, I mean, the thing that was the big haul for them, they got 3 first-round picks for Jrue Holiday.
And George Hill, too. I forgot about that.
George Hill and 2 pick swaps. So they essentially got the chance to get 3 first-round picks, and then if they have if the Bucks have a better standing than them in the draft, they get to swap with them for 2 years also. It's a haul for Jrue Holiday.
For Jrue Holiday?
It's a haul for Jrue Holiday.
I mean, couldn't they done that and got Bradley Beal?
Well, that's the thing. This is why it was not a good night for the Heat fan. It was not a good night for the Heat fan for a couple of reasons, and the Miami Heat in general. I think it signals I feel like it signals they feel good that he's going to sign the extension, because I don't feel like the word is that he approved these moves and all that type of stuff. I don't feel like you pulled the trigger unless you feel like he's signing that extension, I think, which is he can sign this week. The other thing, which you mentioned, is if that's the starting price for Jrue Holiday, what the hell is Bradley Beal going to net? The only argument being a piece like Tyler Hero is better than any current player that they got.
Well, here's the other thing, is that you don't have to, with Jrue Holiday, you don't have to deal with the money that you got to deal with Bradley Beal. So maybe you don't have to give away as much because his contract is so big.
Yeah, his contract's not that bad though. Like he can opt out even in a couple of years if he wanted to,
or get $40 million.
Yeah, but he's young. Like he probably can go get another $40 million. He's a really good player, man.
No, I know. No. I'm not like, again, I'm not questioning any of these guys and how good they are. But yeah, I'm saying that when it gets down to it, at some point you have to look at the trade and say, "Whew, we're doing you a favor by taking this $40 million."
Yeah, so I don't feel like it was a great night for the Heat. It's not even so much the competition. Like if we're just going to look at it, like let's say the Heat, in the words of Riley, run it back. It's not even so much that I feel like the Bucks are that much better. They're better, but I don't feel like they're unbeatable. I mean, like listen, the Heat gentlemen swept their ass, but it's more of a question of I feel like they don't pull that move unless they feel like Giannis is signing that extension. And holy crap, they really they feel like they set the asset trade market quite high. So that's why I don't feel like last night was great for Miami. It's there weren't a lot of moves yesterday, but it was splash. I mean, we had Chris Paul on the move.
Right.
James
is he too good of a player to be getting moved around so much? It's weird.
It's weird. It is weird. It is
because he's one of the few players that the team, for a fact, gets a lot better when he's on it.
Yeah.
But yet they're so willing to move on because they look at him as a complementary piece. And if the star is either gone or not happy, then they try to get different players.
Yeah, I think I think for Chris, he's elite. He's a Hall of Famer. I think it's, the problem is being 6'1" and trying to be the best guy in a playoff series. It's tough. It's tough. And like, who are we talking about? Who's his best teammate of all time? Is it, a good run of prime Blake Griffin, Mr. 4-6?
Oh,
wow, man. Is he basketball Stanton?
Yeah.
Basketball Stanton.
Yeah. I think Chris Paul. So I think Chris Paul would probably not get traded as much either. He's had some injury stuff in the past, and
he's out the old hammies.
Yeah, you want to talk about the fat deals? He's got that too. So, but he had an amazing year last year. Supposedly changed his diet. Went all Ray Allen vegan and feels good about his health. So maybe his deal won't be that bad for the last couple of years, but it's a roll of the dice for sure. I would have felt when I found out he went to the Suns, I would have felt Chris Paul with Giannis Antetokounmpo. I feel like that makes them the favorite in the East, bar none. I feel like he's that kind of elite. You have a big man like Giannis
But here's the
with
problem.
Chris Paul addition to him.
Here's the problem. You go Chris Paul and you have him for 2 years. Then what? And then Giannis can say, I want out because we're done.
Yeah, I guess the feeling is, I guess it depends if he signs the extension. If he doesn't sign,
how old's Jrue Holiday?
Drew's 30, I think. Drew's 30.
Giannis is what, 28?
Yeah, maybe younger, maybe 27.
So, I mean,
He's going to be 26 in December.
Jeez. Okay, so if you look at it from the standpoint of Milwaukee, you want the younger player so you can try to keep Giannis throughout the length of that contract because it's different now. It's different now in that just because he signs the extension doesn't mean you're going to have him for the length of the extension because players have come out and said, hey, this ain't working. I'm out. I want out. And so it might help to have somebody who, okay, if he has 3 or 4 years on his deal, that if he signs the extension, you at least think from the organizational standpoint that you're going to get maybe 2 or 3 years out of him instead of, okay, we're going to do the Chris Paul thing. Chris Paul gets a little banged up, and you end up worse than you were last year with Lil Swole, who is built like Chris Paul, by the way.
Yeah, he's just not as good.
Right.
He's just not as good. What else you got, Robbie?
Yeah, and the Bucks also traded for Bogdan Bogdanović from the Sacramento Kings, and they gave up.
Trying to get their own foreign Duncan Robinson, are they?
They did have to give
try.
DiVincenzo. They gave that guy up. DJ Wilson and Ersan Ilyasova, our old friend.
Yeah, look, it was a good hack by them last night. You know, we'll see. Like I said, I don't feel like it's. I feel like you pull moves like that. That's not a great sign that Giannis is going to hit the market, but we'll see. You know, I mean, we're going to know this week.
You know.
I feel like he's going to sign it.
Right.
I feel like he's going to sign it.
Of
Like
course.
I don't.
Now,
I don't.
You know Pat Riley. He's like you. He's seeing waves in the water, right? He's like, I got to go fishing too.
I got to get mine.
Yeah, I got to go get me an orca or whale too. But I mean, as the talent pool dwindles, you know, then what? Because at the end, you can always come back and say, and here's the thing with Pat Riley. No matter what, because you went to the finals, you can always come back and say, we just going to run it back.
Yes.
Right? But in the back of his mind, he's got to be looking at the Bucks. He's looking at
the Nets,
Brooklyn. He's looking at
if Boston pulled one move, they could get themselves to be special.
So does he have to, have a preemptive strike and do something before they make a very similar move?
Yeah, and you have a couple of things. If you run it back, on the plus side, you could say, hey, Bam and Tyler are going to get a lot better. But that's not necessarily a guarantee. The other thing is...
I mean, if you get the same year out of Tyler that you got the last half of the season, you're talking about an all-star, dude. Like, how much better is he going to get?
I get it, but he's also 20.
I understand that. But the way he played after the pandemic break, right? If he plays like that for a whole season, if he's coming off the bench, he's a six-man candidate. If he's on the floor, depending on what veterans get the nod, he could literally be an all-star. Because that was the way he played coming back from the pandemic was what got Gogi in.
Yeah. The other thing is, Jimmy, the way he's playing, this physical style, leading the league in free throws, the way he goes and gets free throws, he doesn't get those highfalutin flopping free throws like James Harden. How many more years does that have? So, I think he goes through all these questions. I think he goes through all this stuff. It's for sure going to be interesting. But I don't think last night was great for Miami. But we'll see how this.
That's
I'm not rats off a ship. I'm just saying it is what it is. It is what it is.
You know what? I didn't tell you what happened to me the other day, Friday.
What happened?
You know, I go on my tour to Davie, right?
Yep.
And I get to a stop sign and I, checking all my equipment. My back tire feels a little, like it's not flat. I could ride home. It's not a threat, but I feel a little, and those tires need to be, nice and firm because they're not very big. So
Okay.
I say, you know what? Let me stop by at the gas station. I keep some coins in my little thing.
You got a fanny pack?
Put some coins in. No, it's on the bike, dude. Stop.
Nah, you got a fanny pack, don't you?
Put the coins in. Open up the little thing. Press down. It's the wrong adapter. So, the bike has you need an adapter on the top for the standard pump. So I messed around and let all the air out of my tire. I'm 10 miles from my house. I got on bike shoes. So I'm just walking down the road.
Damn.
Rolling my bike with a flat. So across the street, there's a fire station and a police station, right? I see two dudes. One guy got a bike. So I run across the street, frogger across the street with the bike.
Oh, man.
Go ask the guy, hey, you got a pump? Yes. He goes in the back of he has one of those pickup Jeeps.
Sure.
No. He says, where do you live? I said, I live in Davie. He says, throw your bike in the back. I live in Plantation. I'm like, I don't know what he does. Name is Bruce. I was like, whoo, man, I was lucky because, in the middle of the day, everybody's at work. How
Wait a
lucky
minute,
was me?
So
You got in the car with a stranger?
So you got in the car with a stranger, Bruce?
Hey, no. Let me explain something to you. You ever been stranded on foot?
You hitchhiked.
Far away from your house?
You hitchhiked.
You take that chance.
You're a hitchhiker.
I didn't ask him for a ride. He offered. That's different.
That's the move.
No, hitchhiking is when you ask for a ride.
Nah, you hitchhiked.
No, I didn't.
You hitchhiked.
He's a biker. He understood.
Okay.
I probably would have taken the chance too. I'm surprised you, Leroy, would take a chance of getting in a car with a stranger.
Dude, you ever walk? Listen, first of all, bike shoes are like the 1960s when they used to kick field goals straight up with that shoe.
You're sitting out here so worried about COVID. There's about the same chance you die of COVID as there is that guy's an axe murderer.
Well, all fairness,
And he could have had COVID too. Double whammy.
And he could have had the Rona. Yeah, what if he had the Rona?
the thought did cross my mind. All those things. So I was in a football position throughout the whole ride.
What are you gonna do? Tuck and roll out the highway?
No, if it was gonna be, dude, I'm telling you. Wait, let me ask you a question. You 10 miles away from home. An unsavory character offers you a ride. Do you walk or do you risk it?
Why walk?
I'd risk it.
Dude, I was far.
Was he an unsavory character? Like, what was his look?
No. Dude, I was like,
Did
he
it
was
look
like 2 or 3.
Did it look like you could take him?
Never even thought about it. Look, he said, yeah, I own a couple of smoke shops. I'm like, how bad could it be? I'm in. Like,
Lying.
I want to ride home. I was thinking walking versus risking it, and he wasn't an unsavory character. He was really nice.
You ever hear of a little thing called Uber?
And then, not when he was right there. Okay, dude. Hey, how do you put in it? Uber. Yes, pick me up from here, and I need a bike rack.
I think they actually have that option. I feel like Uber does have a bike rack option.
Really? You know how long I would wait for that?
I don't know.
You see people riding down with the little blue, with the little Uber sign with a bike rack on the back?
I'd waited not to hitchhike.
No, you would have gotten that car. Dude, if
No,
it meant getting home,
I don't think I would have.
Yes, you would. You're not walking with a bike.
I've never hitchhiked in my life.
I didn't hitchhike.
You hitchhiked.
That's not hitchhiking.
You're a hitchhiker.
If somebody offers, that's not a hitchhike.
I think that's
Why do you make it sound? You're making me sound like I'm a damsel in distress.
Reverse hitchhike.
Like,
Well, first of all-
please, I'm stranded out here on this island.
First of all, there's not. I don't feel like there's a woman alive getting in that truck with stranger
Of
man.
course, but that's the way you make me sound.
Like crazy.
You should have nice
Somebody
guy.
said, wait, first text of the day, they said Ted Bundy was nice too.